Well, here we're looking at a keyboard. I had to take it apart and fix it because last night I spilt some spiced rum and then shorted the whole thing out. Supposed to be able to touch these. And then you can change the colors. But after spilling spiced rum in there, it had become impossible. So I don't know if you can see all these little lines running on here. I think it was like over in this area. There was some rum spilt on these little lines here that carry voltage and just shorted everything together here. To take a Q-tip and a little bit of water and just barely any window cleaner and just clean all this stuff off because it was all sticky. I really didn't want to buy another keyboard, and after doing that, I don't really think I deserved a brand new one. By touching these things here, it changes either the lighting or how bright you want the keyboard. And I don't think you can see these marks here, but it corresponds to some marks or something on here. You probably can't see them unless I turn on another light here. See, by using these, you probably can't see them, but I'm going to mess around trying to explain it, but by pushing, like there's an area that I'm not very good with talking, but it corresponds to these lights, because if you notice that by covering them up, see, every time I touch that LED, the keyboard changes colors. Well, they're supposed to be on the top of the keyboard some things that the LEDs shine through, and by placing your finger over it, somehow it like just creates like a shadow. You know, you put your finger on there and it creates a shadow. And I touch that. I see this one is to turn, well, if you turn it over to here for brightness, it turns the brightness either up or down. See, this here would be to turn it down, and by touching it, it comes on the brightest that it is. But if I go over here and touch the brightest, it starts out off, in the off position, because this here is to turn it up. Notice that you turn it up and then it goes off. Here is where you turn it down, so it starts out as bright as it'll go, and each time you touch it, turns it down. There's a bunch of other lighting, like this here is where you can either have lights on or lights off. You see here, it's like I turned it off again. Okay, so I turn it back on, and I go over here, and if I touch this, it turns everything off. If I touch this, it turns everything back on again. Yeah, I had to take this whole keyboard apart and clean it. I didn't take the keys off. I just took this plastic part off and put it in the sink and washed, and I brought it up in the tub and washed it in some shampoo and stuff. But now it's all nice and clean. And this is what it looks like under the keyboard. That's what it looks like underneath. See, and there's all these little lines here that's got voltage going through it. And I suppose somehow by touching keys on the keyboard, it sends voltage impulses to the computer or something. You know, like if I see there's a computer there, I'll just see what happens if I touch. No, so far nothing's happening. That's because I gotta use the mouse, or the screen would have changed, but touching the keyboard doesn't take it out of that mode. Well, that's all for today. Bye.